Thank you so much, Sally-ann, for joining me today, and congratulations on being an SL25 honoree.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a real honour to be here in Singapore.
I'm so glad.
Yeah, and to be named on the honour roll.
Thank you. Maybe we can start with you introducing yourself.
Sure. I'm Sally-ann Eather, Executive Manager of Eather Group. My husband Peter and I own Eather Group. So we're a construction, transport and earth moving business based in Sydney, Australia. But these are just the tools of our trade. So what we've done is adopted a circular economy model into how we handle the bulk natural materials.
I understand from your SL25 story that you're presenting various sustainable solutions to the construction industry, particularly in the area of waste to resource. Do you mind sharing a bit more about that and about the process of innovation that you went through to get to this point?
The Australian Aboriginal people have a deep connection with country, and within Eather Group we actually handle country each and every day. So the dirt or the bulk natural materials that we deal with. So it made sense for us to adopt the caring for country philosophy within our business. And it's one of three pillars within our business, the other two being caring for culture and caring for community. So with all of our business dealings, this is our approach.
I love your framing of caring for country, community and culture. How much of this is tied to your family's values?
Yeah. So we consider ourselves an impact business, and this has actually come from who we are as people. So we're the same people inside a business or outside of the business. So our family values are woven into the fabric of our business. So it's essentially our family's values.
So what inspired you to start this business in the first place and to create these solutions that you have?
Yeah, well, it was Peter's industry. He grew up as an earth mover. His dad was an earth mover as well. But we were just working, living paycheck to paycheck, and our daughter was about 8 years old. But an opportunity came up to start a business. And so we decided to go for it, to change the trajectory of our lives. And that was 13 years ago. So we actually pulled all of our resources and bought an old pink Mack truck. So it was 15 years old and pink, which these days, if we had a pink truck, we'd be like there'd be drivers knocking on our doors. But an old pink Mack truck, we couldn't really get a driver, so we had to paint it white. And we had a driver in there for 12 months while we both worked our jobs. And then after 12 months, the business could sustain Pete's income, so he left. And then another 12 months after that, I could leave my job, and we just kept reinvesting into the business, and it's grown since then.
Okay, so in terms of creating these solutions that you have, what were some challenges that you faced in that innovation process? Was it a struggle? Were there some failures that you encountered?
There's been plenty of failures along the way. The construction industry isn't known for being sustainable, so that one of the largest challenges was having clients take our approach seriously. So we had to, and we still do today, is talk their language. So our approach is to show our clients how we can save them a lot of money by our holistic, sustainable approach. But this has been an opportunity as well, so we've been able to educate clients, suppliers, as well as our competitors, and in turn it's projected us to be viewed as a leader of sustainability within our industry, which is great.
Yeah, that's amazing. So now that you have this positioning in Australia, and now that sustainability is a growing concern, how do you plan to expand Eather Group?
Sure. Well, in regards to sustainability, we don't claim to have it all, down pat. There's definitely plenty of room for improvement. We view sustainability as a spectrum, so we'll just keep moving forward and doing what we can as the resources allow us to do that. But we do lead with a sustainability mindset. So some of the growth areas for us are looking at the emissions that our trucks and heavy machinery produce, so tracking and reducing those. And improving our internal diversity statistics. So we would really like those to reflect the local demographics in regards to gender, ethnicity and age. And then as well as partnering with other organisations who share our values and building that network.
I'm glad that you brought up diversity, because I understand from your SL25 story that you guys not only work on environmental impact but also social impact through diversity and inclusion. What are some challenges that you faced in that area? Because it sounds like you're doing everything quite holistically. So how do you manage to keep up that diversity and inclusion commitment?
It's a continued challenge. So the construction industry is a traditionally male-dominated industry. So creating opportunities for women to overcome barriers for them to enter the industry. So in Australia, and quite possibly other areas of the world as well, over the last couple of years, there's been labour shortages. So we've gotten really creative about how we attract and therefore retain our staff as well. So we've created entry-level positions into the construction industry, and then career pathways both into the earth moving as well as into the trucking. So, and we support and advocate for women and other minorities within our business through other organisations and mentoring programs as well.
That all sounds very, very exciting, and it showcases how much resilience Eather Group has had through all these challenges that you've faced. We're very glad to have you as an SL25 honoree for 2023. Now that you have this recognition, what are some plans, or what do you hope to achieve with this recognition?
Yeah, so we're really honoured to be included in the list. This is our first international recognition, which is a huge milestone for us. So we plan to use this as a springboard to keep advocating for sustainability and creating further partnerships and inspiring others to do the same.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I have one more question, if you don't mind. I understand that you've mentioned that you are Indigenous-owned as well, right, your business? For those of us that are not very aware of Australia's history and current status quo, what is the significance of that to you?
So my husband is of Indigenous descent, and the Indigenous people have a history over the last couple hundred years of being oppressed. And so there is a real movement to support and encourage Indigenous businesses to break cycles of poverty and to create intergenerational wealth. So Eather Group is what's called a Supply Nation certified business, which means Supply Nation is a national database of Indigenous-owned and operated businesses. And so that's the purpose of Supply Nation, is to support the Indigenous businesses for the self-determination to break these cycles.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
No problem.
And thank you for joining me today. We're so glad again to have you as an SL25 honoree.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.